Dozens killed in Aceh quake. Fruit sellers go bananas, even threatening officials with a knife. Hi, I'm Suhaila Saifuddin and this is Cuppa News. Close to 100 people have died and hundreds of others trapped and injured following a 6.5 magnitude earthquake which struck the northern province of Aceh in Indonesia. Search and rescue teams in Aceh have been using tractors to try and shift the rubble and reach people who may be buried underneath. Local television stations have been showing footage of flattened houses and buildings, including shops and mosques in the worst affected districts of PD Jaya and PD. According to the National Geophysics Agency, the quake struck at 5:03 a.m. on Wednesday, with the epicenter 18 kilometers northeast of PD Jaya at a depth of 10 kilometers. Aceh was the worst-hit province during the 2004 tsunami, which killed more than 120 people there. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have released a statement confirming that no Malaysians have been injured following the major Aceh quake. The ministry also confirmed that all 428 students in Bandar Aceh were safe. Malaysians in the vicinity of the quake in need of consular assistance have been urged to contact the Malaysian Consulate General in Medan. It has been 12 days and the 64 families that were evacuated from Taman Idaman Serendah after the major landslide has yet to return to their homes. Star TV's Tina Loh visits the families to find out how they are coping.
The evacuated families are currently residing at the Sekolah Rendah Agama Serendah and were initially informed that they would be able to return to their homes last Saturday. This was, however, postponed due to safety issues.
Perasaan sedih sebab tak dapat balik lagi. Sebab hari tu kami dijanjikan hari Sabtu, Saturday last week. Tiba-tiba kata tak boleh sebab keadaan masih belum selamat untuk penduduk berpindah. So semangat tu orang kata dah down sikit lah. Walaupun kita seronok duduk sini, kawan-kawan ramai, tak sama dengan kita balik duduk rumah kita sendiri.
Risaulah rumah tu kan. Tak balik dah lama dah. Ini dah 12 hari dah. Yalah, nak pergi jauh pun risau rumah kan. Duduk di sini.
The affected children are, however, having a blast.
Seronok tak tinggal kat sini?
Seronok.
Kenapa seronok?
Sebab boleh enjoy.
Boleh enjoy apa?
Buat tanah liat, main, suka neka, buat tanah liat macam tu, buat colour.
Boleh je, saya suka je tinggal sini.
Suka. Kenapa? Tak boring ke?
Tak, sini best, saya buat kerja rumah.
When we were inside the temporary shelter, we were interrupted and approached by the JKM saying that there is no media coverage allowed for now. Anyhow, we were informed that there will be a media update by the JKR on this Friday. This is Tina Loh for Star TV.
Relatives of businessman Loh Teck Jo are seeking fresh court action in a bid to prevent the US government from seizing $650 million or 2.87 billion ringgit in real estate and business investment assets as part of an investigation into the 1MDB fund. According to a motion in a federal court in Los Angeles, 4 of Loh's relatives are planning to file court actions in New Zealand and the Cayman Islands this week to have the assets transferred to a new trustee. The motion seeks to push back a hearing, giving the relatives time to take their case to the courts in New Zealand and the Cayman Islands, which the government had argued were the proper venues for their requests. The US government will oppose the delaying of the hearing from December 12th to January 23rd. Earlier this year, the US Department of Justice named Loh and few people in its civil lawsuit for more than $3.5 billion misappropriated from 1MDB. 2 fruit sellers went bananas after items at their stall were confiscated by the Seberang Prime Municipal Council or MPSP Wednesday morning at the Taman Berjaya Public Market. One seller even threatened officers with a knife. The angry duo were later arrested. South Seberang Perai OCPD Superintendent Shafi'i Abdul Samad said the men had asked the MPSP officers to provide them with the form to mark the confiscated items, but the officers ignored their request and continued to load items into their lorry. This was when they flew into a rage. They are being investigated under the Penal Code for using violence to intimidate public servants from carrying their duty. Meanwhile, police sealed off a stretch of Tun Dr. Lim Chong Eu Expressway in Georgetown, Penang, Wednesday morning to investigate the fatal shooting involving a 32-year-old Dato' last Thursday. The closure caused heavy traffic congestion from the expressway to Jalan Ahmad Noor. Traffic, however, returned to normal once the road was reopened at 5 p.m. Cartoonist Zunar has filed a legal challenge against a travel ban imposed on him by the Immigration Department in October this year. Zunar had named the department's Director General, Home Minister and the Malaysian government as respondents. The cartoonist filed an application for a judicial review at the KL High Court after he was stopped by an immigration officer when he was travelling to Singapore in October. The Malaysian Coast Guard rescued 1,400 tortoises from a local fishing vessel, which was meant for exotic food markets in Vietnam. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency intercepted the vessel at the waters between Pulau Sapi and Pulau Manukan and arrested 6 crewmen. The animals are valued at 42,000 ringgit and the case is being investigated under the Wildlife Conservation Enactment for possessing protected animals. Prime Minister's wife Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor paid a visit to the Malaysia Agriculture, Horticulture and Agrotourism 2016 or MAHA 2016 exhibition at the Malaysia Agro Exposition Park Serdang. Rosmah was accompanied by several members of the Welfare Association of Wives and Ministers and Deputy Ministers or BAKTI and spent several hours at the exhibition, including at the Kampung Durian Runtuh Upin and Ipin attraction. Rosmah said that she was happy that the event was attracting both local and foreign tourists. MAHA 2016, themed Our Food, Our Future, is Malaysia's biggest agriculture exposition held from December 1st to December 11th. Meanwhile, in world news, Bolivian authorities have detained Gustavo Vargas, the CEO of Lamia Airlines, the charter carrier that was transporting Brazilian soccer team Chapecoense and others before the plane crashed in Colombia last week. Vargas was detained together with 2 other employees of the tiny Bolivia-based charter airline. Initial investigations point to possible criminal failure to follow safety procedures, which officials there say could lead to a manslaughter case. The crash killed 71 people after the plane apparently ran out of fuel. The royal family in tacky Christmas sweaters? Yes, it's true. The waxwork figures of the Queen and her family have been festively decorated with kitsch Christmas jumpers on Tuesday in line with the Save the Children's annual Christmas Jumper Day on December 16.
Everybody loves the royals and everybody loves the corgis, so for us it's just been hugely important to be able to have their contribution to the campaign. We actually wrote to them and asked them specifically if we could put their wax models in Christmas jumpers, and they were really happy to support us, so we're over the moon.
Standing out would be the wax figures of Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge donning a large double jumper to the probable dismay of the fashion police. Beyoncé has become the most nominated female artist in Grammy history after receiving 9 nods this year, followed closely by Drake, Rihanna and Kanye West with 8 nominations each. Beyoncé, or better known as Queen Bee by her adoring fans, will compete for several categories including Album, Song and Record of the Year for her hit song Formation and visual album Lemonade. The R&B singer, 35, has been nominated 62 times in Grammy history and has won 20 Grammy Awards over her career spanning 2 decades.
What am I doing, my love?
That is why they call her a queen. That's all we have for Cuppa News. Good night.